Hi everybody, welcome to Stamping with Melva. I'm Melva Peters and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in British Columbia, Canada. And today I thought I'd jump on and show you how to make a fun technique. It's a background that you make using strips of Designer Series paper, and you can actually make it into a quilted, kind of a quilted background. So not only is this perfect if you've got some quilter friends in your family or quilter friends or family, I guess, to make cards, but you can also, it's a perfect background to make some quick and easy cards. We did this technique on our my free Zoom class last Monday night, and I think everybody enjoyed it. So I thought I'd share it with everyone because I just really love it. And we make some quick and easy cards. You can have these backgrounds just sitting around waiting until you need a card. Hello. Now, I don't have my phone so that I can see who's saying hello to me. Let me grab it. I just, if I don't have my phone and you haven't given permission to StreamYard, I can't actually see who's saying hello. So I just want to make sure that I can see. All right. Nancy. Hello, Nancy. Sorry. Had to look. All right. So let me switch over to my desktop and I will show you the cards. There we go. So these actually, these cards are going to be my thank you cards for customers who put orders in with me in December. So I've used the Eden's Garden, and these are just strips of the Eden's Garden Designer Series paper laid out on a piece of basic white cardstock. And then I've put a mat of gold. And on this one, I've used soft succulent. And then I've used the Biggest Wish stamp set to just add a sentiment on, and then some of the garden gems. So let me show you how I did it. When I first started making this, I did one at a time. And I thought, this is going to take me absolute forever to do this. And so then I thought to myself, well, I could actually do a whole sheet of this at the same time, and then it would be much easier to do that than to do to one at a time. Sorry, I'm still trying to see who's commenting because I'm seeing comments coming in from a few places. There we go. Oh, Sarah, hello. Sorry, Sarah. Okay, so what I've done is take a piece 8.5 by 11 sheet of basic white cardstock. And for this one, I've cut a whole bunch of strips of the Pattern Party. This is the Designer Series paper that is available for free when you purchase have orders over $200 or have a party over $200. And so you can get this. It's great paper. It's one side is all sorts of bright colors, and on the other side is all black and white patterns. And you get 48 sheets. So if you have an order, I think it's $24. So if you'd need a party or a workshop order of about $240 Canadian to be able to get this pack, but it really is worth it. I just absolutely love it. So what I've done is I've cut 3/4 inch strips. So these are 3/4 by 12. And I've just cut a whole bunch of these strips. I probably won't need that many. I think I cut 3 strips of about 5 or 6 patterns. Probably won't need that, but I thought I'd start with that. The other thing you're going to need is some multi-purpose liquid glue. And so what I've done is I have just kind of put a whole bunch of glue. You don't have to do this all at once, but I'm going across on the diagonal and I'm just laying glue down. It doesn't dry immediately, so you do have some time. So I'm just kind of putting glue down in the middle. And now I'm just going to take and layer some strips. Now, the one trick is your first layer, your first strip, you want to go on where you can actually get it across the entire strip or entire sheet. So you can kind of adjust it how you want it to go. And then you can just start applying these strips butted right up against the first strip. And we'll change the direction in a little bit. So now I've got this really pretty granny apple green. Again, just butting them up against each other. Now, I'm going to now start and change direction on this. So I'm going to put some more glue up top like this. This is just so much easier than doing one strip at a time. My paper is 8.5 by 11, Sarah. Yeah, I just took 8.5 by 11 strip of paper. So now I'm just going to take and go butted the edge up against this piece and then go straight up. Now, to save paper, and so I can use this again, I'm going to just tear that off. We will cut them off at the end. Now, I'm just going to just bring in some of this. So again, just going in the opposite direction. Let's put some of these. Now, if you wanted to, you could actually turn this and have some of the black and white patterns on it as well. I think I'm going to stick to my patterns. I just kind of like the look of it. All right, so I'm just kind of doing this. And then I'm going to put one of these. Now, when you've got a piece that, so this is getting, you're going to need a strip that's longer than 12 inches. So I'm only going to put it part way. And then I will take another piece that's even a different pattern and just butt it up against the edge. That's kind of what we would do if we were making just a quilt of some sort. Yeah, quilting with paper. This is much faster than quilting with fabric, but it is the same technique. Oops. The good thing about the multi-purpose glue is it doesn't dry immediately. So again, I'm going to just take a strip and change directions, and then just kind of come down with some, and you can just mix it up. If you've got a favorite quilting pattern, this would be perfect for it. So you could even create that. I'm just doing what would be a scrap quilt. All right, there. Now I'm going to turn and go this way again. The one thing I did learn when I did this the other night is you need to make sure that you're don't suddenly decide you're going to put this here, because you'll get partway down and realize you don't have enough space. So you need to make sure you've got 3/4 of an inch between them. I ended up having to pull some off because I only had 1/2 inch between the strips, and that wasn't going to work. All right, so you kind of get the idea. And as I realized that I'm going to have to tear some of my my paper off because I don't have enough strips here, but I'm also not going to finish the whole thing because I want to actually make a card. All right, so you get the idea. You're just laying this down, putting the glue down, and arranging the pattern. And you can switch it up and go in all sorts of different directions and make it. And when you're done, you're going to actually cut this. So let me show you. I'm going to just move this out of the way. let me show you one that I've got finished here. So this one I've used the Nature's Harvest Designer Series paper, and I've done exactly that. So in this one, oops, this cork piece was my first layer that I put down, and then I went up, and then I just went that, kind of did the same as I did at the bottom. And when I was all done, I just put this in the trimmer. Actually, I didn't put it in the trimmer. I used scissors to get some of the edges off, and then I just put it in the trimmer and trimmed all the way around so that you've got a piece that is 8.5 by 11. Now, the cool thing with this is when I did the Eden's Garden, you can actually, what I did was just cut these. Now this piece is cut 3 3/4 by 5. And because I just wanted this to be, you know, the front piece, the third mat or the second mat for this card. But you could actually take and punch, use this and punch a shape out of. You could use dies and cut different shapes, circles or stars or whatever it is. So you could just use this as if it was a regular piece of paper. For this card, I'm actually just going to take and trim this to 5 inches, and then I'm going to do 3 3/4. So I'm going to do this the same as I did the Eden's Garden, but I'm going to leave these pieces full in the same, not cut them down, because I may decide that I want to use this to do, you know, a die cut of some sort. So now I've got a piece of quilted paper, and they're all going to be different, which is the fun part. And I'm going to use, I've got a piece of Bumblebee, which is cut. So this is 3 3/4 by 5. This Bumblebee is cut 4 inches by 5 1/4. So I'm just going to use some Stamp and Seal on this. My liquid glue is feeling like it's running out. All right, so there's that. And now I've got a piece of, this is Misty Moonlight, and I've cut this 4 1/4 by 11 inches. So I'm going to score this at 5 1/2. I'm going to just take and fold. So when I score, I know I've said this before, this is the side I scored on. It's got the little indent. This has got the bump. I always fold into the bump or into the mountain, and it just gives you a nice fold. Use your bone folder to give it a good burnish. All right, and so then, so this is going to be a tent fold card. Let's see how I want this to go. Maybe I want that to go that way. There's writing on this one piece of mint macaron, so I'm going to make sure the writing is at least going the right direction. I'm not sure I did that on the whole card. But if your paper is directional, you might want to think about that as you're putting your paper down. All right, so isn't that pretty? I think it's pretty. All right, and now I've got some, this is the Bumblebee Gingham ribbon. So I'm just going to take a piece of this. Hope I've got enough. Yes, I do. And tie a bow. I like to be able to mix and match, and this, I can't remember what this came out with, but the ribbon that came out with the Nature's Harvest is the diamond weave ribbon, and it just doesn't, it's really thick. It's beautiful ribbon, but it doesn't, it's hard to tie bows with because it's just so thick. I want a bow. Mm-hmm. All right, so there's my, now I want to stamp thanks. That was for the inside. Oh. Here's my piece of basic white. Let's get a piece of basic white. I thought I had cut a piece for the front, but yeah, I did. I moved some stuff out of the way. All right, so we're going to cut a piece of basic white. This is going to be 1 inch, because that's about the width I need for my thank you or my thanks. And here's my piece. And now I've got Misty Moonlight that I'm going to stamp with. Yeah. Yes, it's fun just to get this all ready and like glue them down, and then you've got it ready to go when you do want to make a card. The other thing that I have done in the past is I have made up a whole bunch of card bases for people and put them in a box. So something like this, you know, maybe 5 or 6 of them. And then I've done a whole bunch of sentiments. So this biggest wish is perfect for that, because it's got happy birthday, it's got hello, it's got thanks, it's got all great sentiments. So you can just stamp sentiments, punch them out perhaps, or die cut them, and then just put dimensionals on the back of them and leave them. So I actually did this for a friend, made a bunch of cards, did a bunch of sentiments, made a box for them, and I packaged them all up so that she would have cards and sentiments, just a real mixture. And then she could decide what card she wanted to use and what sentiment, and she was ready to go. And the dimensionals were all on the back of them, so all she had to do was pick a sentiment and then put it on her card. So let's get that out of the way. And then I pulled out some, these are the matte decorative dots. These were from the, gosh, I've forgotten the name of the suite. It was the suite with the dog and cats that was in the current mini catalog, Stocking something. And I just thought this would be pretty. It's got some of the yellow. So I'm going to pull some of these out. These are the yellow ones. There we go. This is really nice. It's got cherry cobbler, soft succulent, evening evergreen, old olive, and then I think it's daffodil delight, but it will go. You're not going to be able to tell that it's daffodil delight. So we'll just put some of these on. There we go. So if you were going to give this away, like I said, in a box with the sentiments, you could either put these in separately, the little dots, the embellishments, or you could add them to your cards at the same time. And then whoever you gave it to would have it all ready to go. It makes a really nice gift. All right, now I've got the inside, so let's adhere the inside. I was just complaining as I got my Christmas cards all ready to go out that I really should make sure I do the inside of the card when I make the cards, so that I don't have to stop and create an inside when I put the card together. All right, there we go. Ooh. Okay, I've got some comments here that I don't appreciate, so we're gonna. All right, so, okay, so let me switch back over and yeah, all right, there we go. Sorry about that. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you play along with it and create these fun backgrounds and share them with your friends. Keep them around to make quick and easy cards. I'd love to see what you're creating. So if you do create some of these and you're part of my Facebook group, please share them. You can share them using, and my Facebook group is called Creating with Stamping with Melva. So feel free to jump on over to Facebook and find it if this wasn't, You didn't come in through Facebook, you came in through YouTube. But share your cards. Every month I do a couple of draws to give away something special to people who share on my Facebook group. So I hope you'll play along with that. Now my week is going to look a little bit different than it has. Normally I come on live on Tuesday nights to do a sketch challenge. I am dealing with a family issue at the moment, and so having to do some traveling. So I won't be live on Tuesday night, but I will be live on Wednesday at 6:30 Pacific with a sketch challenge. So I'm just shifting it a day. I'll be home by then. So I hope you'll be able to join me for that. And then I will be back in my Facebook group on, let's see, Thursday night. I have to get my days right. Thursday night. With a mystery challenge. So I hope you enjoyed that. Please share your cards. I'd love to see them. Thanks for joining me, everybody. Happy stamping. Bye.